Margaret, and this tutorial is for another one of those multi-stitchural type projects. It can be done on with knitting needles, crochet, loom knitting, or in this case I'm going to use my Addi, and it's a snake. Isn't he cute? This is the one I did a while back, and today I'm going to walk you through this guy. Isn't he cute? I want you to notice though that this one is done with Vanna's Choice, which really is my favorite to use on my Addi. This one is done with Michael's, that Loops and Thread Impeccable brand that they have, and you can see that this being thicker than that, well, you can't actually see the width is not quite the same. It's pretty close, but the length didn't come out the same. Mr. Black Snake is actually this much shorter than Mr. Green Snake. Now, this may have to do with the thickness of the yarn, or it may be because there's a little bit extra on the Impeccable skein. I'm not sure, but it doesn't really matter. I mean, they're snakes, they're for kids, they're plenty long enough. Mr. Black Snake is plenty long enough. So, but whatever. But I thought they were cute. I think I'm going to change this guy's eyes to have bigger eyes, like his friend. But anyway, well, let's get started. So the yarn I'm using today is Vanna's Choice, which is my favorite on the Addi Machine, in charcoal print. And of course you'll need your regular supplies, like a darning needle of your choice to remove it from the machine, scissors, and I use the chip clip so I can make it drop down. You might remember that from the Santa video tip. Now, this is an assortment of just cheap plastic buttons that I've got sorted by styling, so, sort of. This is what I'm going to make eyes for my snake with, and I'm not sure what I want my eyes to look like, so I've got them all out right now. And then you'll need a little bit of red yarn, just a teensy bit. And this project is going to be done on the Addi Professional, the smaller size, this being the Addi King size. But we're going to use the small one for this. Now we're just going to do a basic cast on, just as you would for any other project. And to make your snake, you're essentially going to just use up your yarn. Now, some handy dandy tip that I have discovered is that it takes approximately 30 inches to make it all the way around one time. So if you look like you're getting low and you're thinking, I don't know if I can make it or not, measure it. If you've got 30 inches, you'll be able to make it once around. Okay, I've done one row, so my counter is correct. Is that showing right? Yeah. So I'm just going to keep going here very slowly to begin with. To make sure everything catches. And once it's around, I can go ahead and go at a good pace. So I'll meet you back here when all of my skein is complete. When I was getting close to the end of my yarn, I found the end and I measured 30 inches and I tied a little marker here. Now I know I could technically do one last row with this, but I need to leave some for threading my needle and getting it off. So this is my heads up ribbon. So what I'm going to do, slide it down a little bit and continue to go till right here, okay? That's my stopping point. And now I'm going to thread the needle and get it off the machine. So I have this leftover ball of red yarn, happens to be Vanna's choice. I'm going to chain 14. Okay, so I've chained 14, just nothing but a simple crochet chain stitch. And then you finish off by chaining 1 and pulling tightly. Okay, so you just have this basic chain like this. So now let me show you how to insert it into his mouth. So this is the end where I took it off the machine. See, I still have my needle attached and everything. So just as you normally would do a gathered closure, go ahead and pull it in. Okay, now this is going to be his little mouth. So we see which end looks best, and the slip knot end is the one I'm going to stick inside the head. But first, look at all this excess I've got here. First, I'm going to tighten it and clip off that excess. Okay, then insert it into his mouth, just a little bit. You don't have to go too far. And where's my end? And pull tightly on the gray thread. Okay, so see he's sticking his tongue out already? Okay, so while the needle is still attached, I'm going to come up from underneath and make sure, can you see this? Make sure that I catch the tongue to secure it through the head. Okay, and pull very tightly so his mouth is closed. And then go ahead and finish this off as you normally would. In my case, I like to go around the gather. I hope you can see this. And get that excess. See, I might even try to grab it, grab the tongue there too as I'm pulling around. Can never be too secure on anything, especially because this is probably going to go to a child, and I would imagine. And children can be hard on their stuff. Alright, so go ahead and knot this off, or go back through, or whatever you do normally for your securing. I'll knot it right here underneath. And then what I do, is I slip it back through for that end. Pull really, really, really tight. Clip close to the snake. And then when you pull it back through, that end disappears. Okay, so now we got his little tongue. And we can trim this little part off too. So, ta-da! Okay, so now let's choose what eyes would look best on this black and gray snake. So after trying on several eyes, I've decided on these because I think they look the cutest and the most whimsical. So I will first sew on the white button, and then sew this one, the red button, on top for each eye. The only thing left to do is to close up, where are we? Close up his tail. Now we need to get clever and figure out how to make a rattle for the rattlesnake. That would be fun, wouldn't it? So there you have it. So I love these guys. And yes, seeing them together, I'm definitely going to change this guy's eyes out so that he has a bigger eye. It just makes him cuter. He's almost, well, he's not really scary, but he's funnier like this. And I think if you're going to be wearing a snake around your neck, you probably ought to have a little humor with it. So, especially for a child. So anyway, that's our snakes. So I'd be interested to see some of yours if you crochet, loom knit, or hand knit them, see how they turned out. But precious, precious, fun and easy, and great gifts. So, bye.